Welcome back to the Dragon's Lair, everybody. My name is Wade, and this is my show Playtest where I'm playing They Are Billions. You may notice that I'm not actually playing the game right now as I'm talking to you. That's because I already recorded this and the audio was all trash. And so now I'm going to dub a voiceover for it, and we're just going to do that. We're going to talk about it. So this is video one of Coast of Bones. There's three videos in Coast of Bones, and the audio on all of them are trash. Something happened where it was like, I'm a little chipmunk. So instead of giving you bad audio, which I've done videos with bad audio before in the past, I'm just going to dub these over, and here we go. So this is just a practice right now that I'm doing to see if my train of thought is okay. So this is pretty standard, especially in late game. They are billions, where you throw down 3/10, and then you're trying to get 300 gold to build yourself a sawmill, and then a hunter's cottage. Also pretty standard. Getting those scouts to start clearing the area. Looks like I found the stone pretty easily. So at this point in my playthrough, I am using a strategy guide and reading about how to do well in the map, but I'm not actually studying the maps ahead of time. So that's a little bit of a problem. I would suggest that you do that. Man, I look back at this and I'm like, I was such a noob. Um, especially because of my late game performances. I kind of obsessively talk about it, but the moment that I got concrete, I also got reinforced concrete, and that allows you to build stone walls, and that's where you live. You live at stone walls. If you don't have stone walls, you're done for. Very last mission, I have 2 layers of stone walls ringing my camp. So yeah. Um, Also, another big important thing is upgrading those Tesla towers, because you can upgrade that they, I think it's require less energy themselves, and that they spread the energy more. So my first playthrough, I went like Tesla, electricity, energy. I tried to focus on that. And I feel like that served me well. I also went like mechanized, so like executioners and heavy ballista, things like that. I didn't actually learn until the very last episode that great ballista can be upgraded to executioners. And because the executioner kind of looks like it has a Gatling gun on it, I assumed that the executioner does like a bunch of damage all around, and evidently that's not true. So the executioner is really good at taking on giants, and is really good on taking on like behemoths and stuff like that. But if you're gonna, like, in the last mission, there's just a ton of venoms and a ton of harpies. You don't even know what those are yet. But you really want the shock tower for that. And because I had researched the shock tower and then done the advancement stuff for the shock tower to make it require less electricity. Hey, wait, get that zombie. Get that zombie. Get him. He's going for the tent, dude. Okay, we got him. Whew. That was intense. It's a wigwam. It's a teepee. It's a wigwam. A teepee. Slow down. You're too tense. Riffing on myself playing this is kind of fun. It looks like there might be more stone down there. The really big thing about scouts, which does come important in late game playthrough, is they're quiet. So their attacks don't draw much attention. Um, yeah, put down some more fishing villages, bro. The train is like the bane of my existence. The train really ticks me off. Um, And what I mean about that is the curves, you can't build walls on the curves very easily. So you have to look for a straight path. And those straight paths often put you in a really bad situation. Um, yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. No bueno. No bueno. So it looks like I got a scout patrolling that gap over there, which is probably okay. It's not the end of the world, but it's not the greatest thing ever. Because that's really work for soldiers. The soldiers, whether it's a shotgun or a rifle or whatever it is, it should be a rifle, but whatever it is. Yeah, so I'm trying to place around that stone right there, and the hard part is 5 or 6 is about the best that you get. Looks like I'm gonna take the 5. 5 or 6 is the best that you can get, unless there's obviously enough to build two. And sometimes when you build two, like your options would be like build a 5 and then build a 3, or build a 4 and then build a 4. So I mean, a lot of times it's equivalent what your options wind up being, or a lot of times if you're really obsessed over it, you can eke out like an additional one. That stupid lamppost is in my way. I resent those lampposts. There's no reason for there to be a stupid lamppost out in the middle of. I'm very opinionated about lampposts, evidently. I would say, and that's another thing about their billions. I like it a lot. It's one of the hardest games I've ever completed. Um, Examples of hard games I never completed: Battletoads. Battletoads is really stupid hard. It's 1990s hard. And it's right up there with the Lion King SNES game and that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Oh, man, those are some of the hardest games. Aladdin. There's no reason why a Disney game needs to be so difficult. Like, come on. Anyways, keep in mind the train can be your friend. The train can actually it kills zombies. It pushes your guys out of the way. It doesn't hurt them at all, but it the cow catcher on front. But it will definitely straight up murk a zombie. One of the things that I regret is that right now I'm covering my resource panel. So where I've got the video, I point like you can see where I've got the video down in the corner. Gosh. Anyways, the where you can see me, where you see me, that video or sorry that screen is covering all the resources. So you can't see how much stone I have, how much gold I have, how much iron, how much oil. At this stage, we don't have any oil. Um, I'm too dumb for that. I haven't figured oil out yet. What am I doing? I only have one sawmill. You need like just to keep on building sawmills and hunter cottages, and in this case, fishing villages. You just gotta pump those suckers out. I was so used to late game that I'm like, trained all the way up to late game. My mind is late game. And that evidently is how they want you to play the Air Billions. And what I mean by that is you're to get everything and really experience it. Like the achievements are like killed 100,000 zombies, kill 500,000 zombies, kill a million zombies, kill 5 million zombies, kill 500 million zombies. Like it's insane. Some of the achievements. Um, so there's a big group of kill achievements, and there's a big group of scored this level, scored this much in the campaign. So what you're meant to do is you're meant to replay it. So like new game plus mode, because the last mission gives you 1,000 research points. 1,000. That's insane. 1,000 research points is insane, which it's meant to be. So then, you new game plus it, and then you start over. I believe you start over with everything that you've already got, plus your 1,000. I don't know that for sure, but even if you started over with 1,000, that would be a super enough to really get you going. I haven't done a New Game Plus yet, but so we're expanding to the east. On all of these maps, regardless of how they're laid out, north is the top, west is to the right, east is to the left, and south is the bottom. Um, and that can be a little disorienting or misleading because the once the map is fully explored, you'll understand it better. But if it says zombies are coming from the north, that lane, that clearing that they travel through, because they're not just going to like equally spread out, they're going to travel down paths basically that are controlled by terrain features like trees. Um, it might they might be coming from the north, but where that lane meets your colony might mean that they hit that west wall. So you just got to kind of pay attention because, like in this scenario, they might be coming from the north, but they're going to hit that west wall. Or they might be coming from, well, if they come from the north, they would come from the top on that one. It just depends on where the zombie lane is. And this one is very much a left and right type thing. In late game, I wind up doing about 30 tents, and then I go to Wood Age. And the first attack, which looks like this first attack is coming on day 22. Man, that's so late. The first attack, I pretty much survive with wooden walls and about 10 soldiers. 10 soldiers to stand behind the wall. So if they're coming from the west, I just have a double layer wall. Soldiers stand behind that. And it's because the first attack is usually dozens. It doesn't feel like dozens, but it says that it's dozens. Um, anyways, that's enough. So then after first attack, then I jump up into Wood Age. So you get your wood workshop, and then after second attack, I jump up into Stone Age, and I do things to give myself more resources. So like in the Wood Age, I'm trying to build as many uh, stone quarries as I can. And before I really jump into the Wood Age, I try to build a bunch of sawmills so that I'm ready for the Wood Age. And that's kind of a late game necessity, is that you need stone. Like you got to have stone for those walls to upgrade those walls, as well as the highest tier houses, stone houses, and you have to have stone for that because a lot of end game win conditions is population, and the highest level of house is the stone house, and it requires stone and all sorts of things. I do really suggest the insulation, and I think it's like insulated wires or whatever. But basically, it makes it so wood cottages require less energy, and stone houses require less energy. And I really wish that the game had communicated to me, or someone had told me, or something, the value of the wonders, because I just picked the lightning spire because it sounded fun, and I was, like I said, I was going like for a Tesla electricity science fiction steampunky type thing. So I was like, yeah, the lightning spire sounds cool, not knowing that it creates 800 electricity for the colony, and it creates it spreads the Tesla field really far. So I tried it pretty mid game, and was just, you know, floored with how much it gave me, that it kind of made me wonder about the Crystal Palace, because the Crystal Palace's description said that it's related to food. So the Crystal Palace will give you 800 food, so important, and the Lightning Spire will give you 800 energy, so important, because you can use that to then build your inn, and then your inn gives you 100 workers, so important. But end game, End game, you need like a lightning spire, like 3 or 4 power plants. And the thing about power plants is they require wood to upkeep, so about 10 wood a piece. So like you need enough sawmills to bring in 40 wood. Um, so that's important. Man, I look at these maps and I just think to myself how I would do it differently now that I'm like the. I wouldn't say that I'm like. I don't know. I struggle. I don't want to sound cocky. By the time I finished the game, I got really good at this game, and that's a huge accomplishment because of how punishing and unforgiving this game is. Like one zombie gets into your tents, and it's not you're not 100% done. I've been able to turn it around. I think in all of the recordings, it's probably happened like twice ish, maybe. Um, but it's 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 quite the experience to have your whole colony taken over by zombies and to turn it around and to like clear it out and rescue it. It's it happens. I've got a couple where it happens, but it's quite the experience because like when one tent gets infected, like 5 or 6 zombies come out of it. So 30 tents, 30 times 6. That's a lot. 180 zombies out of nowhere, right in the middle of your town. And 30 is just kind of like my base. My I usually have to build expansion homes or expansion communities, but yeah, 30 is kind of my base. Build 30, upgrade them to wood, and then upgrade those to stone. And by the time they're all upgraded to stone, I pretty much have most of the workers that I need to do the jobs and to have the soldiers that I need. End game, I do just continuously pump out snipers and build towers to put them in, because that's so important for taking out behemoths and harpies and giants and all that stuff. Because in the end game, we're in the end game now. In the end game play, that's super important. Snipers are very important. Oh come on, push it down a little further, Wade. Okay, I see where the river bends there, where the water bends. That's not a terrible position. You still have 11 days. See, if I new gamed plus this, I'd be dunking on it left and right, which would be a lot of fun. But it would also be very time consuming because when you get to the end of the game, I know I keep talking end game. When you get to the end of the game, like one of these maps is 3 hours, which is a lot. It's a lot of gameplay. And I'm not going to use the word obsessed, but I got very motivated to finish this game. I stayed up a lot of late nights to pound this out. And you guys never saw any of my losses. You guys only see the videos of when I win. Now, to be fair, there was a curve on that because I had a bunch of losses in the beginning, but basically once I got stone walls, that the game got easier for a good long while. And then the last mission, I don't know, I failed like 4 times. So the fifth time was my win. There was a day where I played it on Friday night, lost. Played it on Saturday night, lost. Played it Sunday morning, something like that. Sunday morning, lost. Went to church, came home, played it once. Something like that. I played it twice in the same day. And 6 hours of gaming is a lot. I'm a busy dad, 4 kids, more than a full time job, wife, house, dogs. I got all that stuff. So and it's all that stuff is great and wonderful stuff. I'm just saying, like I got a full plate already, and then just to finish this, I had to sink 6 hours into it one day. That's a lot. That's a lot. just like redubbing these videos so that they're post worthy. These are only half-hour videos, so that's kind of easy. 10 days. Oh, that's a village of doom. Doom village. Yeah, you need soldiers to attack doom villages. I got a wood workshop. Why am I not making soldiers? Where are my soldiers at? It's because I need more food. I think it's because I need more food. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to find a place for those fishing villages. Oh, I see one. I see one. It's down there. Go to your left. To your left. It's obvious. Out in the open. To your left. Right. Right. There. Nope, it doesn't work. Man, I'm having a hard time finding this fishing village spot. Right on the water tower. Right there. Right there. Do that. 22 is not bad. Spent a lot of time trying to place that fishing village. Yeah, usually wind up with so turbines are like before power plant, and power plant is stone workshop level, so that's like stone age. I call them ages. So yeah, in the end, you'll wind up with like a lightning spire, three or four power plants, and then probably two or three advanced mills. So that's a mill, and then you can advance the mill even more, and then there's technology to increase its output. Um, yeah, and the mills are definitely like early game power, but they're still important. End game, I'll take everything. Like end game, I don't care. I mean, I'm not building mills first. I build power plants first, but excuse me. Oh, looks like it's time for spike traps. But I don't even have a double layer wall there, and those stupid lampposts are mucking everything up. Yeah, get some more wall action going on there. That's one of my only complaints about this game. The diagonals are a bit rough to handle sometimes. I feel like they programmed the zombies to work with that. I guess the disbenefit to this dubbing is you can't hear the game. So, like gunshots or alerts or stuff like that, because I had to turn down or turn off the media source. But I guess that's an OBS skill that I could learn, making the audio tracks separate. I don't know, this serves me pretty well normally. Hey, Wade, you only have 8 days until the zombies come. How about you close off that wall up top there, buddy? Making me real nervous. So there's a runner coming up on your scout. Don't get your scout killed, dude. I'm just watching myself not seal that wall up, and I'm just like, I'm not cursing at myself because I don't curse anymore, or try hard not to. But I'm just like, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, spike traps, you're good. When you get the razor wire, go for razor wire for sure. I think one of the secrets, the late game secrets, Well, it's not really late game. Okay, yeah, it is. Like 75% game and on secrets is that you need a ton of iron. And maybe that's just my play style, but that ton of iron is used to make wasps, which are the uh, automated defense turret, like Gatling guns. You need lots of iron to make wasps because I make lots of wasps. And I am very specifically over pronunciating the P and the S wasps. Um, oh, good job getting a tower there, buddy. Um, but wasps are iron hungry on your economy, as well as razor wire. And razor wire does you a ton of good on maps where there are hordes. So like a dozen behemoths is not a horde. You know, like on maps where there's 1,000 zombies or whatever in the final wave, razor wire would do you really good. Really? Am I making my wall that high? I guess I'm not complaining, but we are only coming up on the first attack, the first wave, so it should be okay. It should be okay. Got about another 5 minutes in this video. Looks like I got some mild harassment going on, but that tower actually does a pretty good job. Choke points are kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing. They're kind of a good thing because it's a small space that a small wall is easier to build than a big wall. But the problem that in there lies is when you get like 10,000 zombies, uh, they all fill that small space quite a bit. So like I don't know if you could put like two shock towers and put one probably two tiles back. So you see how when you build everything, it's on like a grid. That's what I'm saying, tiles. Because shock towers, you got to remember, shock tower fires and then it recharges. So what I would suggest is that you have one shock tower, one or two tiles ahead of the other one. So when one fires, it fires, and then there's no double up because the second one's not ready to fire yet. It'll kill a bunch of zombies because shock towers kill a ton of zombies, and then the second one will fire and kill another ton of zombies. So then more zombies come in. The first one will fire, kill a ton of zombies, and then the second one will fire. You don't want them to fire and shoot the same zombies because then you're like doubling up. So I always build my shock towers uh, with a little bit of distance. I kind of build all of my towers so that they cover each other. So like if I built two shock towers, when you build the tower, you'll see the area that it affects. And I kind of build mine with some overlap so that they can support each other if needs be. And that's the same with executioners, and that's the same with great ballistae and all the towers. One thing I do wish that they would have done is give you that area of effect, that AOE of the just the regular tower that you put guys in. And I understand that may be different, because snipers in the tower probably have a greater range than soldiers in the tower do. um, Yeah, look at that single layer wall. I don't even have enough wood. Okay, I'm finishing the single layer right now. This is me commenting about how I don't have enough sawmills going because I need more sawmills and I'm a jerk. I'm a stupid jerk for not having more sawmills. I can see that my wood is pretty limited. on this map, but that doesn't mean that I could not have been smarter. I could have been smarter. Two over there on the left. Maybe I could have put one in on the right. If I built up correctly, maybe I could have put one in right there where I'm building the second layer of walls, like on that side. I don't know. The point is, wood is very precious. Wood's important. I do think that should I ever go back to replay this, there's a thing in the technology tree and it's called like something delivery. And basically every time the train, like, so when you put 120 points into it, the first thing is like wood. So then whenever the train comes through, which is every 8 hours, if you try to think about it, that's 3 times a day. Whenever the train comes through, it brings wood. Well, then like the next level up is like stone delivery. Okay, so then every time the train comes through, it gives you stone and it gives you wood. And then there's like a gold, and then there's like a second gold because you can continue to advance it all the way down the tech tree. um, like they'll bring you free wasps. Um, yeah, I think there's one for every resource, and then two for gold. So I think there's one for wood, stone, steel. Maybe it's iron. Wood, stone, iron, and oil, and then gold twice, I think, and then one wasp. Anyways, I restarted the game, new game plus. Well, it looks like that actually is where the episode's done. Yep, that's where the episode's done. Thank you guys for watching my dub.